Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to Simply Viral. But before we start the video, make sure to smash the thumbs up button if you're a Fortnite fan, join the notification squad by subscribing and hitting that bell notification on, but also, don't forget to comment down below saying I subscribed to enter our monthly shoutouts, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can. Hope you enjoy the video. Epic Games' survival game Fortnite is currently the most popular game on the live streaming platform Twitch and probably the most hyped game of 2018. With over 125 million downloads and around 40 million players logging in to play every month, it is also one of the most played game out there. But despite all this, there are rumors that Fortnite's success might come to an end sooner than you'd expect. Analysts as well as professional gamers wonder if the game will survive long term, or if a significant drop in popularity is unavoidable after the incredibly huge hype surrounding it. Whether you're the game's biggest fan, or cannot wait for all the Fortnite talk to finally end, you should definitely stay tuned until the end of the video and check out these 10 reasons why Fortnite might end in 2020. After the release of the free Battle Royale version that lets up to 100 players fight to be the last standing on ever-shrinking terrain, Fortnite's popularity quickly took off and has turned the game into the most hyped game of 2018. Despite the game being free, Epic Games has managed to get players to pay for goodies, which is where the majority of the revenue comes from. But although the game has brought in more than $1 billion in revenue as of July this year, the revenue was only 2% higher in July from the previous month, giving analysts cause for concern. It raised the question how much longer Epic Games can keep getting players to spend money on what are essentially cosmetic changes to the game. Analysts worry that the players could get tired of the game for the most simple reason: if the game doesn't evolve and offer more variety like its principal online rivals do. Games such as Dota 2, Overwatch, or League of Legends regularly reinvent themselves, and even though Fortnite is not a commercial failure, analysts just don't think it will stay this popular long term. As you know, the core of the game is actually the Save the World mode, but it seems like people enjoy Battle Royale a lot more, which is owed in part to the fact that, unlike Save the World, this mode is already free for everyone. The PvP mode is very popular among Fortnite players, and Epic Games have still not announced the official release date for its PvE mode. They said Save the World would become free to download sometime in 2018, but it seems like the longer they wait, the less players will actually still be interested in playing the other game mode at that point. Based on this, many believe that Fortnite has peaked already and cannot grow much more. It seems like basically everyone is already playing it, so once they release the actual game and Save the World becomes free like it was supposed to be, a lot of people will already have gotten bored of the game and moved on to something else. Not every change Epic Games make in Fortnite is popular among the players, and some of the more recent updates to shooting mechanics seem to have had a backlash to them. Some players were also not very happy with the addition of the homing launcher since, according to many, the RPG is simply overpowered and has nothing to counter it. You have no chance to defend your base, so if the other player has an RPG, you've basically lost the battle already, regardless of how skilled of a player you are, which ruined the game for some people. Many players have also criticized the fact that some of the changes in the game are virtually unannounced, such as the changes to shooting mechanics and rarity systems. If things like that don't pop up in the newsfeed, there is no time for anyone to get used to the changes, and you don't know that you need to change your strategy. Fortnite has been the biggest hyped game of 2018 so far, and there have been a lot of network issues, with the service having to be fixed at least once a day. The game is then down for many people, and players are unable to connect to lobbies or join parties after updates because it somehow breaks the feature. The reason for these network issues could be that Epic Games were probably surprised by the game's huge success and didn't expect the player base to grow to this size in a very short time span. But they definitely need to find a way to expand their servers and make them more reliable, simply if they don't want people to turn their backs on the game. While there might sometimes be problems caused by an unstable network, many Fortnite players have also criticized the amount of glitches and errors that are not network related. Due to the fact that the game is still in early access, there have been a lot of issues with bugs and glitches over the past year. For example, there have been bugs that made you lose your weapon when you tried to swap weapons. The new weapon would just show up in mid-air and you'd be unable to use it until you would swap to another one and back. Obviously, this is a huge problem when you're in the middle of a shotgun battle, for instance, as you barely have a chance to be quick enough to swap to another weapon and back, meaning that you have most likely lost as soon as a bug occurs. Bugs like this one surely ruined the game for some players, and they keep coming with every new update, and Epic Games really need to find a solution for this. Apart from the bug when switching to another gun, there were also a lot of other issues, and one of the biggest problems players had was when their inventory would just lock up and they would be unable to swap between anything. Early access bugs and glitches have to be expected, of course, but since new ones come with every new patch, they can most certainly ruin the game, especially if you have to wait about a week for them to be fixed. Although it is nice that Epic Games release a lot of new content, it seems like they never take enough time to test it because they release new updates almost every week, which in turn also means there are new bugs and glitches every week as well. As the name suggests, Fortnite is all about building, and the ability to build is also what makes the game stand out among its competitors in the huge battle royale genre. But while building used to be a sought-after skill that separated the pro from a casual player, it seems like everyone knows how to build these days, and even noobs are aware of the fact that you should always use the functionality of a building to your advantage, which has led to less and less building materials being dropped into the game. It obviously makes sense that there should be less building materials per player if everyone is building, but fewer available materials also mean fewer opportunities to gain advantage over your opponent by being a skilled builder. But instead of including more materials within the game, Epic decided to nerf that component and virtually cut the amount of materials you get from loot llamas or chests in half. Rumors that Fortnite is dying have been circulating for a few months now, and although it doesn't look like the game will disappear in the near future, many believe the fact that the game is so hyped now means that it will eventually come crashing down. A lot of players are saying that, while they're still enjoying the game at the moment, it is a fairly simple and repetitive game, which means that boredom will kick in eventually and they will move on to a different game, or, in the light of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 being released this month, return to their favorite game. After numerous players complained of having missed the momentous rocket launch at the end of June because trolls decided to ruin their game and open fire early, it has become clear that the Battle Royale structure doesn't really fit Epic Games' meticulous storytelling plans. If they want to move Fortnite beyond Battle Royale and closer to a hybrid of an MMO game, they will have to include the option of a permanent, thoughtful mode that allows players to experience the game at their own pace and without the strict regulations of the Battle Royale genre. Granted, part of the fun and thrill of the rocket launch was the fact that you had to rely on other players laying down arms in order to watch the spectacle together, but even in the Fortnite community, there is only so much goodwill, and long-term players surely don't want to risk missing all the major events in the game. Although Fortnite might not be dying in the near future, it seems like fans and analysts are convinced that it will lose the majority of its player base at some point, with the exception of the casual, mainly young player base. Many believe that the older, more competitive and hardcore players will slowly start leaving the game, simply due to the fact that Epic is catering to noobs and casual players, and thus lowering both the skill ceiling and skill floor, as a Reddit user pointed out. According to this user, the casual fans will move on to whatever game is new and mainstream or popular among their friends, and the fact that Epic Games is catering to these casual players instead of putting emphasis on making changes to the game that will keep players interested long term will eventually lead to Fortnite's death. Thank you for checking this video out, and don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe for new videos every day. Turn that bell notification on and comment down below that you subscribed, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can. Once again, thank you for watching and see you next time.